Yes, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, the Big Lip Radio Podcast Studios in Northwest Washington, D.C. Hello, it's your man, Tone to a T, coming at you live once again with another conscious classic. You can't believe it, it's another conscious classic. Today's topic, my friends, yes, you guessed it. It is called emotional currency. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're probably thinking. What exactly is emotional currency? I grade emotional currency by what we ultimately give our emotions to. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? This is another 202 classic, by the way. And once again, subscribe. Please hit me up in the comment section, and I know that you want to talk about something like this because I want to talk about something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, what exactly is emotional currency? What do you feel like within your emotions that you give your time to, that you give your thought to, that you give a process to, your thought, your mind? What is that? I've come up with something called emotional currency, whereas we give our emotions to certain things and we pay for them. Meaning that there might be something going on that we give all of our attention to that could lead us to drain us ultimately. You ever had something or dealt with something or someone or a situation, may have been a family member, may have been a friend, and it basically drained you to deal with that person or to deal with that type of situation? It basically drained you. That's what I mean by emotional currency, ladies and gentlemen. What are we giving our emotions to? What are we talking about? What are we ultimately giving ourselves to? Now, there's been a lot of things that have been going on in the year 2020 that I wanted to discuss today on 202 Big Lip Radio. Basically, we're talking about the COVID craze. Some people might, think that it's this way. Some people might think that it's that way with the COVID. I mean, it's all up to whoever believes whatever they believe. But I would believe this. Paying attention to it on a 24/7, 24-hour news cycle constantly, consistently. COVID this person died, that person died, this going on. All of that has an effect on who we are and how we look at things. When we're constantly looking at television and this is what is going on and this is what the box is basically telling us that we should be worried about. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be worried about it. All I'm saying is that maybe we should take an account of how much we are worried about it. You understand what I'm saying? And not necessarily worry about it so much to whereas it affects our mental. You understand what I'm saying? Because worrying about these type of things, they affect our mental state. They affect who we are. They affect our being. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by emotional currency. So when you have something like that, and when you're basically looking at something like that, that's what it is. Another thing on emotional currency is the social media aspect of emotional currency. Many of us, we don't even watch the news anymore. We look at social media to get our news. And that could be harmful as well. But says who? Because shoot, the media and the news isn't really giving us anything worth a note. I get most of my news from the PBS News Hour. And not only the PBS News Hour, but I get my, Democracy Now! I mean, you could look at that and you can tell that there's a difference between in the way that they, talk about the current events and the news that's going on, and what your local news is talking about, what CNN is talking about, what MSNBC is talking about as well. So us giving our emotional currency to those things, it really, really makes a difference. So ladies and gentlemen, what I really, really want us to do, and once again, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. What I'm doing here is ultimately starting a dialogue channel, whereas people can talk about certain things, go off on certain things, and the end of the thing that I want is just being productive. It's productivity. That's it. I am a results driven guy, so I want to put some things out there, and I want people to ultimately subscribe to those things and subscribe to me as well. So we're going to go from there. Now, some of the things that were going on after like the COVID craze. I mean, this 2020 has just been a year, going back in it. We're talking about Kobe passing. Then the COVID crazy thing happened. Then Breonna Taylor happened. George Floyd happened. So many different